Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening to you wherever you are in the world. Welcome to my channel. My name is Meg and I'm a fully qualified yoga teacher, a beautician and a masseuse. And this is my YouTube channel where I talk mainly about yoga, tips and tricks and things that you guys can follow along from home to strengthen your yoga practice, but also some health and wellness as well. So if that is something that you're interested in, go and hit the subscribe button, and it means every time I post up onto my channel, you guys get a notification so you never miss a class with me. This is a yoga for athletes stretch. So if you're someone who is quite intensely working out, whatever your sport is, this is the video for you. You don't need to have anything in particular. If you want to use blocks and straps, you can do. I always recommend using a good quality mat onto a hard surface so that the mat doesn't slip out from underneath you and it protects your joints properly. But if you don't have a mat, it's better to stretch with no mat than to not stretch at all. And when you're ready, we will get started. Let's begin in a wide leg child pose. So we're taking the knees out wide, feet together, and dropping the chest down in between the legs. Let the arms come out in front. Relaxing here, taking a second. Stretch those arms out in front, maybe walk them a little bit further away from you, getting a good stretch across the hips, the back, the shoulders, under the arms, into the hands. You can take the forehead down and maybe rock the forehead from side to side, massaging out any tension across the forehead. We'll walk those hands back in towards you. We're going to bring the knees hip width apart and come up into your tabletop from here. We're going to stretch out our arms. So your hands should be underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. Either taking your inner wrist together with your thumbs facing forwards and place the hands down in the center of your chest and rock from side to side. If that feels good, you can take the hands so they're back underneath the shoulders and then flip the palms so that the fingertips are facing towards you. And then again, maybe rock from side to side here. You can do some little circles across the hands or across the wrists. Listen to your body here. We don't want to overly stretch. Couple more breaths here. You can always rock forwards and backwards if your palms are facing or your fingertips are facing towards you. And then we'll sit back onto the feet. So we'll bring the hands all the way around if they're facing towards you. If not, just bring them back if they're in wrists together. We'll sit back onto the feet and we'll roll those wrists out. Maybe wriggle the fingers. Coming back into your tabletop. Fingers spread, hands underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. Let's come into our cat-cow spines. Lifting the tailbone, dropping the belly, squeeze the shoulder blades together, gazing forwards. Deep breath in. Exhale, round the tailbone. Spread through the shoulder blades, chin in towards the chest, push through the hands. Coming back into your cow spine, lift the tailbone, drop the belly, squeeze the shoulder blades together, gazing forward, deep breath in. And exhale, tuck that tailbone under, lift through the belly, spread through the shoulder blades, chin in towards the chest. We'll do one more each way. Into your cat's cow spine, lift the tailbone, drop the belly, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Deep breath in. And exhale to finish in your cat spine. Coming back into the center, let's come down onto our bellies. We're going to take this into our Sphinx pose from here. So the hands are forwards, your shoulders are underneath your elbows, and to make sure that they're the right distance away, just bring your hands by your elbows so that they're touching, and then bring them out forwards again, spreading through the fingertips. Roll the shoulders back and down, push the chest forwards. Breathing here, you can drop the head down in towards the chest, maybe rock it from side to side. Or maybe just bring it into the center. Focus on pushing through the hands. So you're almost trying to push the floor in towards the body and push the chest away from your body. Let's come all the way down and place the hands underneath the shoulders. If Sphinx pose feels enough on your lower back, just go back to that. If this is only if you want to add on, we're bringing the arms up into Cobra. Breathing here. You can always do Baby Cobra if you prefer, so just lifting up slightly, hands underneath the shoulders, keeping the elbows tucked in towards you. And wherever you are, we're going to flex the toes, and if you can, leading with the lower belly, up and back into your down dog. Breathing here, let's pedal out the feet, bending into one knee and then the other. Find your stretch here. You can always bend and hold if you prefer. You have two options for your next stretch. You can either come down into your tabletop, knees underneath your hips, hands underneath your shoulders, and then just take your right foot back and behind and push it away from you. So we're aiming for a stretch into the heel and the calf and the ankle, or you can do this from your down dog. So you're in your down dog, we're going to push or take the right foot slightly further back, bend into the left knee, lift up the heel of the left knee and try and push that right heel down. So we're aiming again for an ankle stretch. Push the floor and the mat away from you, straighten into the arms, and then maybe swap to the other side. So you can either again come into that tabletop, do this from your tabletop, or you can do this from your down dog. Just walk that left foot back and behind, bend into the right knee, lift up the right heel and push the left heel away from you. Push through the mat, find your strength here. And then wherever you are, we're going to come back up into your down dog. Let's walk the feet up to the top of the mat. We're going to come into our ragdoll from here. So your feet are hip width apart with your toes facing forwards. Deep bend into the knees, hands come onto the elbows, and we'll hang here. Maybe rock from side to side. Come into the center, just let the head relax down, try and bring the chest towards the thighs, soft bend behind the knees. We're going to take this into our low lunge, so let's take the hands down into the mat and step the right foot back and behind, bringing the knee all the way down. You want to make sure that your left knee is directly above the ankle. Into your low lunge here, you can stay here or you can bring the arms up. Spread through the hands and push the chest forward. Squeeze the shoulder blades together into your angel arms. Deep breath in. We'll bring the hands back down. We're going to swap over and do the other side. So we're stepping the right foot back up and taking the left foot back and behind into your low lunge again. Your back knee comes down, making sure that your right knee is directly above the ankle, and then bringing the arms up, opening through the hands, spread the elbows apart, keep them in line with each other, squeeze the shoulder blades together and push the chest forward, angel arms. Breathing here. Let's come all the way down, picking up the back knee, and we'll walk it back in. Let's bend into one knee and then the other. We're going to step the right foot back behind again. We're coming into a high lunge this time. So your front knee is still directly over your ankle. Your back knee is lifted this time. If you need to take it down, you can, but try and lift it if you can. Right hand is going on the inside of the left leg. We're turning to face the left leg. Easy twist. Breathing here. Try and push your shoulder back and behind, gazing up towards the ceiling. Deep bend into your front knee. We'll then straighten into that front leg. We're coming into a twist with a straight leg. And back down. Bring the back knee down. Let's walk the foot out to the side. Heel is down into the mat, toes are hanging off the edge into your lizard. So your back knee is down. Let's do some little circles with the hip here. Flexing the back foot, we'll lift that knee, coming into your lizard or your high lizard. Hold this here. We're taking the weight into the hands, picking up the back foot and stepping it up to the top. We're going to swap over and do the same thing on the other side. So your back knee comes behind this time into your high lunge. Making sure your front knee is directly over the top of your ankle. Breathing here. We're opening up through the hips. Let's take the left hand on the inside of the right foot, twisting up to face the right leg. Keep that knee up towards the ceiling, that right knee, gazing up. Imagine someone is pushing on your right shoulder to take you further back. Find your strength here. Bend into the front knee. And then we'll straighten that front leg if you can to come into a deeper twist. A deeper stretch. And back down. Let's take the hands on the inside of the foot, take your back knee down, and we'll walk the right hand out to the side. So your heel is down into the mat, toes are hanging off the edge. Let's come into some little circles here with the hip. A few going one way, and then a few the other. And back into your lizard. Let's lift up the back knee. Hold this here. Push through the hands again. We're going to do the same thing to spread through the fingertips, ready to take the weight into the hands. We're going to lift up the back leg and step it up to the top. We're going to step to face the long edge of the mat from here into a wide leg fold. Find your stretch here. Think about a soft bend behind the knees. Your heels are slightly out, lifting up tall, and we'll hang in between here. We'll walk the hands over towards the left foot. See if you can frame the foot. Maybe you're here. Maybe you can start to bring the hands around to frame that front foot. We'll come back into the center. We're going to start to bend into the left knee, taking the foot out to the side as you do. We're going to come down into Skandasana. So maybe this feels good enough for you here. Maybe you can come all the way down. If you can keep your heel down and keep nice and strong, you can lift up the toes on your right foot. You might need to take the hands down into the mat. Only take the hands away if you're feeling strong. You can keep your back straight. So if you're struggling to hold it and you're wibbling and your shoulders are pulled forward, please take the hands down into the mat. Only take this into a balance if you've got the strength there. Deep breath in Hands come down, lifting up, back into the center. Pivot those toes back into the center again, so your heels are kicked out, and we're walking over to face the front foot this time. Breathing here. And then we'll walk them back in. Take the toes out to the side, bend into the front knee. Maybe this is as far as you can go for your Skandasana, great. Maybe you can come all the way down. If your right heel can stay down, lifting up the left toes. If you need to take the hands down into the mat to keep you upright, please do. If not, maybe bringing them in at heart center. Find where feels best for you. It's better to be strong and have a good stretch, but use modifications like taking the hands down or using blocks and straps than trying to overdo it. You're more likely to hurt yourself and take your progress back if you overstretch. Breathing here. Deep breath in. Hands come down into the center. We're going to walk back up to the top of the mat. Let's take the feet wide so your heels are down into the mat, toes are hanging off the edge. Bend into the knees, come into your Malasana squat. So we're taking the bum all the way down. Hands can come down into the mat. They can come onto a block. Wherever you are, try and think about pushing your knees back and behind. If you can, take the hands in at heart center. Again, if your back is rounded over and you're struggling to hold and your knees or your heels are lifted, take the hands down. If you're able to have a flat spine, take the tailbone back, push the knees with strength, find strength here and keep nice and tall. That's when you can take the hands into heart center and use your elbows to push your knees back and behind more. Deep stretch here. Deep breath in. And then we'll take the hands down. Let's step back into our down dog. Bend into one knee and then the other again. And we'll take the knees down. We're going to take this into our puppy pose. So making sure the hands are underneath the shoulders, knees are underneath the hips. We're lifting the tailbone up. Start to walk the hands away from you. Externally rotating your shoulders, walk the hands out a little bit more. Keep the hips anchored over the knees and bring the chest down. Keep lifting the tailbone up high. Couple more breaths here. Let's come back up onto the hands. Take this into our pigeon pose, lifting the right leg. Let's take the knee behind the right hand and the right foot behind the left hand. Let's pivot or walk the back knee behind, getting a stretch into the left hand side. Staying upright here to get a stretch through your hips. Hands underneath the shoulders, pushing here. Find that stretch. Relax the shoulders down. Each time you exhale, roll them back and behind. Deep breath in. We're going to swap over and do the other side. So we're lifting the back knee and just walking it in slightly. And we'll bring the left knee back, or the right knee back. We're going to do the same again. So we're lifting the left leg this time, bringing the knee behind the hand, and bringing the left foot behind the right hand. Knee comes down. Slowly taking your right knee back and behind into your lizard lunge. Not lizard lunge, pigeon pose. Getting my poses wrong. Pushing up through the hands. Nice and strong here. Find that stretch in your hip, in your glutes. Couple more breaths. Relax the shoulders, keep the chest lifted, keep the brow soft. We'll flex the back toes, lift the knee and bring it in towards you. Let's come all the way down onto our backs from here. Bring the knees into the chest. Maybe rock from side to side if you feel like you need to. We'll bring the knees back into center. Start to separate the knees apart, flexing through the toes. Let's take the hands on the insides of the leg. You can hold onto the ankles or onto the outsides of the feet. Keep the knees where they are. We're lifting the feet so that they are directly above the knees, and then you can push down onto the feet to bring the knees closer to the floor into your happy baby. You can rock from side to side here as well if it feels comfortable, or you can just stay in stillness. Deep breath in. We'll bring the toes together. Let's take the hands on the outsides of the feet. We'll hug the knees in towards the chest, rock from side to side. Let's take the hands out to a T. If you can, we're going to take both knees over towards that right hand side into your supine twist. Hand can come on the top of the left leg just to press it down a little bit more. Bringing the heart rate back and the breath back here. Bring that right hand back into a T. If you can, use your muscles to bring the knees back into center and then over to the left hand side. Hand comes on the top of that right knee, pushing it down a little bit more. Deep breaths here. And then we'll bring both knees back up into the center. Let's give those knees one last hug in. Squeeze them in towards the body. Maybe rock from side to side. And letting everything go. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this stretch with me. Please like and please subscribe if you haven't already. I cannot thank you enough for all the support that you're giving me and my channel. Even if you're just doing things like watching this channel, liking, subscribing, commenting, it all makes such a huge difference to me and to growing this channel. So thank you so much if that's what you have been doing. You can send super thanks as well if that is what you'd like to do. And I look forward to practicing with you all again soon. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thanks. Bye.